What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday and welcome to the 10 Minute Mailbag. Most importantly, though, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys being here. It's another week of MLB The Show talk, and we've got a good one on our hands today. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. Every single Monday, I take commenter questions about MLB The Show 23, and I answer them in a video just like the one you're about to watch. The questions can be about literally anything as long as it has to do with MLB The Show 23 or really just the franchise as a whole. Today we're talking about some pretty specific things, but they could be general-based questions. They could literally be anything you want. At any point in this video, if you feel as if you have a question for me to answer next week, please put it in the comment section down below. This is an open forum and a safe space. You can ask whatever question you'd want. Also, make sure you like the video. It helps with the algorithm more than anyone can even fathom. And hit that subscribe button because it would make me smile. And now, onward to question number one. Alright, as you can see on my screen, we have Stadium Creator up. So you could probably deduce that we're about to talk about that. I will put 10 minutes on the clock, which I have forgotten to do here, so I must now do it live on television. Or YouTube, same thing. You might be watching it on your TV, shout out to you. And here we go, I got it ready. So 3, 2, 1, we shall begin. The first question comes from Finley, who asked a great question last week as well, so we're just going to double up on him. I have another one. What would you like to see change about the Stadium Creator? So if you guys have been familiar with me and my content and my thoughts and my channel and my podcast for a long time, you'll know this already. But I despise custom stadiums. There you go. I said it. It might be because it makes the game lag an uncontrollable amount. It opens the door for children and weirdos to make weird innuendos in the outfield or use the letter block thingies to write really offensive weird stuff. It might also be because you queue into a game wanting to just play a nice casual game and you're suddenly at a max elevation 200 foot down the line stadium that doesn't actually have anything to do with skill. You know? I don't care for Stadium Creator in its current form. I think Stadium Creator needs to have more strict guidelines as to what is allowed online versus offline. I think Stadium Creator for an offline game, you could be able to make any stadium you want and use it in any offline mode you want. But as soon as we're talking bringing it to online, which in theory is competitive, even if you do not have the goal of being competitive yourself, the second you make it a head-to-head thing, definition-wise, it is a competitive setting. So once you're bringing it to online, I think we need to be a lot more strict with what's going on. My second thought on Stadium Creator, because I did just finish playing a BR run. I got flawless number 20, by the way. Claps for me. Shiny new icon incoming. I think a way to eliminate a lot of the frustrating created stadiums that you might see in Battle Royale, and I've talked about this before, and me and friends of mine have talked about this before, and this is not 100% my idea. I've helped groom it, but I did not create it myself. Is that I think Battle Royale should have 3 or 4 distinct created stadiums created by SDS that are fair stadiums and cool stadiums and fun stadiums that you play in depending on which game your run is in. If you're the home team and you're playing in games 1 to 3 or wins 1 to 3, you're at this stadium. 4 to 6, this one. 7 to 9, this one. 10 to 12, some sort of cool World Series championship stadium. I think there is a place for custom, unique stadiums that are not MLB parks and that are not minor league stadiums, though I love Ship It and will forever love Ship It. I think that would add some fun to MLB The Show 24 and beyond. But in its current form, I'm just not a fan of Stadium Creator. Also, maybe because I haven't dived into it myself an incredible amount because I don't care to do it. When Stadium Creator first dropped, last year, the year before, I can't remember, sorry, it was so clunky, and it's still kind of clunky, and building a cool stadium is so hard. If you're one of the people who makes created stadiums for others, I believe Tater Tot makes them, Captain Tater Tot, I think Clutch Silver used to make a bunch. There are certainly others, and I'm not meaning to exclude you. If I have excluded you, I'm sorry. Those are just two I know off the top of the head. But it is a legit creative work of art to make some of these custom stadiums that these people make. They have a skill. I don't have that skill. I would venture to say a lot of people don't have that skill. So let's just make Stadium Creator a little more accessible, make it easier. I want more templates. I know they have templates already. I'd like more templates. It's not a game mode. I'm just calling it a game mode here. It is not a game mode that draws me in because I don't see the payoff other than stress. And that is not a payoff. So making it more accessible is something I'd like to see to make it better if it's going to stick around. Someone at SDS is not going to like this answer because it requires a ton of work. I think every single created stadium needs to go through a review process. Not for cheese and elevation and stuff like that. But, like, some of the things I read at these created stadiums is a bit ridiculous. Does it impact my life? Not necessarily. But it could impact someone's. So I think every single stadium should go through a review process. And I'm sorry, SDS, if that makes you do more work. I'm not saying you guys are lazy. I just know how much work that would be. But that's where I stand on Stadium Creator. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I know I'm in the minority here probably that I don't like Stadium Creator and think created stadiums are silly. I don't mean to be the fun police, but that's kind of just where I'm at. The next question comes from Original Dro, excuse me. And it's less of a question, more of a comment. And I wanted to talk about the comment because it's a good one. How the hell do I get out of Stadium Creator? There's the other thing. I don't even know how the hell to get out of here. There we go. Sorry, Original Dro. Finest Cal Raleigh is really shockingly good as an endgame catcher. Seriously, dude just crushes for me compared to Adley. And this was kind of in response, I think, to me talking about what, like, endgame lineups look like. So, I wanted to just dive deeper into the catcher position. I'm going to go here. So, Joe Mauer, Adley Rutschman, we know are probably the two top-tier endgame god catchers. Right? I think we can all agree on that. But there are certainly others. I would probably say Yasmani might be number 3, but he's slower than turds. Contreras might be... I would say Cal Raleigh is solidly a top 5 endgame catcher. The vision kind of messes with things for me. And the clutch being 104 is annoying. I had to look at the exact number. I knew it wasn't max. I didn't remember that it was 104. When we're talking endgame, especially with the way MLB The Show 23 has done sets and seasons, we are looking for cards that are basically perfect everywhere. Clutch is really important with the way the game currently works. 88 vision, by the way, is not horrible. I'd prefer higher, but it's not horrid. But end of the day, and the point I wanted to make about all of this, especially with Dro saying how much he likes Cal Raleigh, use the cards you're good with. For some people, Cal has an insane swing. I tend to like him in BR, but I also try to get switch hitters as many places as I can in BR, just for platoon situations. For me, Cal does not stack up to Joe Mauer or even set 3 Adley. For you, Cal might be the best player on planet Earth. And Cal is the type of card where I can see it. His fielding's great. His swing is nice. He's got good power. All things being equal, though, the clutch is a little bothersome to me. And the vision I would just prefer higher, but ultimately just use who you like. This is not a year of weak catching options. There are years, you guys, if you've played this game for a long time, know, there are some years in which finding a catcher is friggin' impossible. You're playing a guy in his secondary, it's probably Jimmy Fox. Johnny Bench last year for the longest time was like one of the top catchers, and that was so weird to me because Johnny Bench statistically always looks good, but his swing is always bad. This is not a year to complain, and I'm not saying you're complaining, I'm just saying in general, this is a year that we should not complain about catching depth. So if you like Cal, go crush dingers with him. And please don't do it against me. That's all I ask. Our final question today comes from Michael. What is your favorite baseball game ever made? Mine has to be MLB Power Pros 2008. Their version of Road to the Show was extremely immersive. My favorite baseball game of all time is tough. MLB The Show has given me so much, not as an organization, but just anecdotally speaking. But when I go back and think about like the memories me and my brother made growing up, before I cared about being competitive in anything, before I even had an online membership to play anything, it was just me versus my brother, or me versus the CPU in franchise mode. I had an incredible amount of fun playing MLB Slugfest 2004. It's such a tacky, silly baseball game. I don't even know if I loved it because you could run to first base and beat the living daylights out of the first baseman, or because you could catch on fire and catch a ball and throw it back and go nuts. I just remember being a kid and laughing hysterically playing that game and having fun with my brother. I'm 5 years older than my brother, so right now we get along perfectly great, like brothers should. Back then, though, being 5 years older, it was tough for me because we couldn't relate with each other. He would always try to copy me, and it would bother me, and I was going through changes, and he was a kid without a care in the world. But video games brought us together. Tony Hawk, MLB Slugfest, Kingdom Hearts, games like that. And so that's why I think Slugfest means the most to me. So thank you for that question. I appreciate that. And that is going to do it for another 10-minute mailbag. Leave your questions down below. Leave your comments down below. What do you think about what we talked about? I think most important to ask you guys, because I'm really genuinely curious, what do you actually think about Stadium Creator? Do you like it? Do you not care about it? Do you hate it? Am I the idiot who's totally off base trying to squander everybody's fun? I'm curious what you guys think, because for me, I could totally live without Stadium Creator. That'll do it from me, guys. Thank you for making it to the end. Make sure you're on the lookout for the show, the podcast tomorrow, and content the rest of the week. Hit that sub button before you go so I can give you a sensual kiss on the forehead. And that's all from me. See you next time.